Hello, Falcon family. This is Shadow. Hold on. He is going to join me today while we read Dog Breath by Dav Pilkey. Shadow, can you say hi to everybody? Say hello. Yeah, there's a lot of kids out there. We're going to listen. Oh, just stay here for a second. That's going to listen to our story tonight. I think he hears something outside, so he's probably going to run off. He hears other dogs barking. But this is Shadow, my dog. Hopefully he'll come back, but maybe he won't. So we're going to read Dog Breath. The Horrible Trouble with Halitosis by Dav Pilkey. And a lot of you guys know who Dav Pilkey is. He is the author of the Dogman books that you guys love to read. There once was a dog named Hallie who lived with the Tosis family. Halitosis was a very good dog, but she had a very big problem. Halitosis had horrible breath. Whenever Halitosis opened her mouth, horrible things happened. You can see the wallpaper's curling up, the leaves are falling off the plant, the fish has died, and the picture's even plugging its nose. When the children took Halitosis for a walk, everyone else walked on the other side of the street. Even skunks avoided Halitosis. This poor dog had terrible breath. But the real trouble started one day when Grandma Tosis stopped by for a cup of tea. And Hallie jumped up to say hello. And can you see? Her breath has gone all over Grandma. Mr. and Mrs. Tosis were not amused. Something had to be done about this smelly dog, they said. The next day, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis decided to find a new home for Hallie. The children knew that the only way they could save their dog was to get rid of her bad breath. So they took Halitosis to the top of a mountain that had a breathtaking view. So they're going about this approach a little differently. They hoped that the breathtaking view would take Hallie's bad breath away. But it didn't. And look here, even the sun is plugging its nose. Next, the children took Halitosis to a very exciting movie. They hoped that all the excitement would leave Hallie breathless. But it didn't work. Finally, the children took Halitosis to a carnival. They had hoped that Hallie would lose her breath on a speedy roller coaster. So I think now they're hoping to just take her breath away. Shadow's being kind of noisy in the background, but the nice thing is he doesn't have bad breath. So here we can see they took Hallie on the roller coaster, and all the kids behind her were all passed out from the smell of her bad breath. Come here, Shadow. Oh, come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. He's ignoring me. But that idea stunk too. The plans to change Hallie's bad breath had failed. Now, only a miracle could save Halitosis. Sadly, the three friends said goodnight, unaware that that a miracle was just on the horizon. The kids are crying. They've tried everything they knew to try to take the bad breath away. Now they're sad. Later that night, when everyone was asleep, two sneaky burglars crept in the Tosis house. Two burglars were tiptoeing through the dark rooms when suddenly they came upon Hallie Tosis. "Yikes!" whispered one burglar. "It's a big, mean, scary dog." "Oh, don't be silly," whispered the other burglar. "That's only a cute little puppy." So you can see here, the one burglar saw the shadow that made Hallie look really big, and then the other burglar saw the real Hallie, and she wasn't big. The two burglars giggled at the sight of such a friendly little dog. "That dog couldn't hurt a fly," whispered one burglar. "Come here, Poochie Poochie," whispered the other. So Hallie Tosis came over and gave the burglars a nice, big, wet kiss. Can you see right here? Slurp. So Hallie is smothering them with her bad breath. The next morning, the Tosis family awoke to find two burglars passed out cold on their living room floor. It was a miracle. Hallie had saved the day. The Tosis family got a big reward for turning in the crooks, and soon Hallie Tosis was the most famous crime-fighting dog in the country. And here you can see she's got all kinds of newspaper articles all about her fighting crime with her bad breath. In the end, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis changed their minds about finding a new home for Hallie. They decided to keep their wonderful watchdog after all. And they are putting a sign out front that says, "This home is protected by dog breath." And the kids were happy, and Hallie was happy. Because life without Hallie Tosis just wouldn't make any sense. This kind of sense, not this kind of sense. So you can see the family just decided to get themselves some nose clips so that way they could stand to be around their dog. Shadow, come here. Come say hi again. Come here. Come up here. The kids want to see you. Yeah, Shadow's a good boy, but he doesn't really have bad breath. But one other funny little thing on the back of this book, it says, "Bad breath is better than no breath at all," which is very true. So as you know, Dav Pilkey is kind of known for playing with his on words. So if you even ask your mom and dad what the word halitosis means, they could probably give you some funny little insights on that too. It's no surprise that this dog's name is Hallie Tosis. So we'll end it here. Have a great weekend, and we will see you guys again soon. Good night.